Hey, once again, it's Otis Smith with the host of Interruptions. Hey, we got another treat coming up for you guys in just a moment. We have actor J. Bernard Calloway. He plays the husband on the Miss Pat show, and he's a theater actor as well as um, he can sing as well. So please subscribe to the Interruption podcast show. You type my name in, Otis A. Smith the third. Put the number 3 in on the YouTube channel, and please subscribe. Please leave your comments, and please reach out to me and let me know if you have anybody you would like for me to interview, and I'll look them up and see if I can, make that happen. So coming up next, J. Bernard Calloway on the Interruption Podcast Show.
Do it.
Welcome to another edition of Interruptions. I'm your host, Otis Smith. Today, I got another treat for you guys. This guy here, this a cold cat right here. This is a cold cat right here. We're talking about a Tony Award winning on Broadway, not off Broadway. He's done off Broadway, but he's done Broadway. He's a Tony Award winner. I didn't know this brother could sing until I saw him on one of his shows on the Miss Pat show. He's also the sitcom. He plays Terry on the Miss Pat show. And I'm talking none other, and I'm going to say it the way he said it on an interview, the fabulous J. Bernard Calloway.
Is that how I said it, Doc?
You said you was gonna get bougie. I was watching the.
Yeah. I was gonna say Jay Bernard. Jay Bernard.
Jay Bernard, because he was talking about so he said that like had an ascot on.
Not an ascot. You know about ascots, boy.
Oh man, hey man, I wore an ascot. When it came with the tuxedos, the little ascot tie. I wore that my senior prom. I wore that my senior prom. Me and you, we around the same age, bro. We around the same age. So
when you came out of high school?
89.
89, 92. We in the same generation.
Yeah. I was born 71. Yeah.
74. I ain't afraid to put mine out there.
Oh, yeah, same here.
It's all good, man. It's all to the good.
And check this out. Good, your acting teacher.
Dr. Tommy Stewart.
Coming up at 3:00.
What?
I was supposed to interview her yesterday. And her PR or management, whatever, lines got crossed, and I talked to her last night, and she told me she could do it at 3 my time, 2 her time, because she's still in Alabama. So she's
right on. She's in Montgomery. Yep.
She's in Montgomery. Exactly. My mother was from Montgomery, Alabama. So
okay.
Yeah, right, I got family. Okay. I got family in Montgomery. Yeah.
So what happened to Alabama State, man? How come you ain't? What happened, man?
I went to, you know what? And see, he interviewing me.
I tell
people, hold up, I tell people interruptions get interrupted. So I'm getting interviewed. So when I graduated high school, I went to Columbia School of Broadcasting. I wanted to be the Black John Madden. I wanted to be Stuart Scott before Stuart Scott,
Yes, sir.
And I tell people all the time, I let someone talk me out of my dreams. And then my father-in-law, before he passed, he kept telling me, you need to be a sports analyst. You know so much. You need to do this. You need to do that. Because during football season, everybody called me. Everyone. I did sports management for a while. And then this podcast, when the pandemic hit, found me. And I realized that a J. Bernard doesn't like one thing. So instead of just interviewing athletes, I go across all genres of entertainment. So
right on, a Renaissance journalist is what you are.
Yeah.
That's what you are, good brother. You're a Renaissance journalist, brother. Salute, man. Salute to you, brother. Salute to everything you touch and everything you're doing. And all the great people. I've seen a lot of your interviews, man. I think you do a wonderful job, and you bring in a lot of great people, man. So, big ups to you, bro.
Thank you. And I'm glad. Thank you for coming on the show, because like we always let people know that we don't take it lightly. You could have, been doing anything else. And I always tell people, you want to win, you got to go dog skin. So
hey, come on.
Hey, I'm with you, Jay. Hey, they want to win, they got to go dog skin.
let's get those t-shirts made. Let's get them made.
Let's get them made.
Let's make this money, man.
That Westcott told me I need to do that. Will Downing. He said, "Hey man, you need to."
Come on.
I said, "Yeah, you know what? I might have to go on and do that."
You better listen to Brother Will. You better, hey boy, you better take those nuggets of knowledge and wisdom, brother, and run with it. Hey, I want to say before we continue, I want to make sure that it's clear that you mentioned the Tony wins. It was I didn't personally win the Tony. Okay. My show won the Tony. So for instance, with Memphis the Musical, we won 4 Tonys that year in 2010. And when I did All the Way with Bryan Cranston on Broadway, we won 2 Tonys. He won for Best Actor and we won for Best Play. With Memphis, we won Best Musical, Best Orchestration, Best Musical, Best Orchestration, Best Score, and Best Musical. There it is.
Well, so look at you know how we are, man. You know how we are, Black people. If you was in the show, you won a Tony. You know how we do.
I know, man.
You know how we do.
I know. But I just be wanting to be, you know what I'm saying?
I know.
You know how it goes, dog.
Yeah, because somebody be like, man, Jay going around here talking about
telling me you want.
So I know you gotta fix it. I know, man. I know.
Exactly.
I'm learning the game, bro. I'm learning the game. So my first question for you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And I heard you answer it, but I still want to ask it, which is, did acting choose you, or did you choose acting?
Oh, it definitely chose me. I mean, I'll say this first, just to be real succinct with it. You know, I've been singing all my life. You know, my father used to sing. God bless, God continue to may he continue to rest in power. He used to sing with the Flamingos. Okay. And he had his own group also too. Back in the day down in Fort Lauderdale called the Latitude Band. My mom used to sing in a gospel group with her brothers and sister, and so therefore I used to sing in the choirs. Gospel chorale, classically trained. I played the drum set, I played the piano, a little bit of guitar, right?
Okay.
So the stage was always church, brother. Gotcha. I'm talking about, I was born and raised in the church. I'm talking about 7 days a week, Doc. It was church, football practice, and repeat. School
Same here.
And football practice. Repeat. So what you Kojic Baptist? What's your Pentecostal?
I went to Elizabeth Baptist Church, and
Elizabeth Baptist Church in Montgomery.
No, Elizabeth Baptist Church here in Atlanta under Pastor James E. Hightower, and came out of that was also Chandra Corelli. She came out. Richard Wingo from the group Jagged Edge.
Yes, sir.
We all went to the same church.
So then brother, that that was the first stage, really, literally, right? I wasn't thinking about acting at all. I went to school to play football at Alabama State, and I was a music major, accounting major, music minor at the time. Accounting major, music minor, right? So long story short, I was singing on campus with this group I had formed on campus, right? And a young lady from the theater, her name was Granada Mutes. They were casting the Gospel at Colonus, right? Gospel at Colonus is just an adaptive version of the Greek tragedy Oedipus, right? And so Dr. Stewart was directing. She was directing. And she said, why don't you come on in? I love your voice, you guys. She asked the whole group to come in and audition. I said, okay, what do I have to do? She was like, sing a song, acapulco, which is acapella, like for acapulco, all right?
It's a thing you do. It's not a place.
Exactly. Come on, Doc. You already know. You know? And she was like, I need you to do a monologue. I was like, okay, what's that? And she's like, well, it's this, this little paragraph. You just read it and you put some feeling into it. I was like, oh, acting. I said, okay, cool. So I went in there, did it, and I got a role in the piece. You know what I'm saying? And that's where it all began. And accounting was very boring for me. It's like these labs for 2 hours sitting in front of a computer just doing nothing. So looking debits and credits and numbers and all that stuff like that, right? And music began to get boring too, because those music theory classes are just dense, boring, it's dense and boring. So the only outlet I truly had was football practice with Coach Mark and them and Reggie Barlow and all of. We all played ball together, man. But then theater took over because it spiked my interest in something else, another outlet that I had that I was interested in and I was passionate about, man. So I went in an audition for Gospel at Colonus. I got the part, and that's really where it was born. And Dr. Stewart saw the gifts in me that I didn't see. So she planted the seed in me and helped me to grow and nurture into where I am right now. So that's actually how it happened.
Oh, wow. So you played with Reggie Barlow?
Yeah, I played with Reggie Barlow. You know what I'm saying?
You was there also with Kevin Connor.
Kevin graduated. I came in, he was a freshman. Kevin's from Atlanta.
Yeah,
right?
and Brown.
Not downtown Reggie Brown, right? You talking about downtown Reggie Brown?
Marlon,
or you talking about he played running back?
Played running back, Brown. Yeah.
I know you talking about.
I know both of them. They both NFL agents.
Yeah. Good people, man. Yeah. All both of them good people, man. Good. Because we played the same position. With Brown, we played the same position. We both played fullback. You know what I'm saying?
That's how I know. See, small world, man.
I had to go in there and do what I had to do, though. Ask him about it. I had to go in there and do what I had to do. I had to come in there and be super crab on them. They were trying to crab.
The way I got introduced to Alabama State was because, like I said, my family is from, my mother's side is from Montgomery, and I would go down there and watch. I would watch the band, and then my uncle was chief of security at Tennessee State. So then you had that game, Tennessee State and Alabama State playing, so I was and then I had a cousin went to play football at Tuskegee.
Oh, that was our arch rival right there. That's Turkey Day Classic right there, Doc.
Correct. Yeah. So I remember.
Man, you know what? I never played Tennessee State in school though, man.
You didn't play Tennessee?
We didn't play Tennessee State. No. What were they in the MEAC or the SWAC? They not in the SWAC. What are they in the MEAC?
I think it might have been the MEAC.
It might have been the MEAC, right?
But I think they're in the SWAC now, right?
I don't think so. I don't know. It's us, Grambling, Southern.
Oh,
Jackson
then they might
State.
still be in the MEAC. Okay.
Yeah.
And that's the great part about the HBCU schools, as I used to say back in the day, the black colleges, is halftime. We don't move at halftime.
Don't move. You do not move out your seat, because that's probably the best time of the game, especially depending on whose side you're on, who's getting beat down and who's not. You know what I'm saying?
But you still ain't moving at halftime, because we waiting on that band.
That's right. You're right about that. That's something that we have that
the other schools don't have. The other schools is like, oh, halftime. Hey, go get me something to eat.
Yeah. And then
I ain't felt that shit.
We come in like boom, boom.
Hey, when you were playing, because it's the same way at a predominantly black high school. I bet you when you were playing at Alabama State, sometimes you be like looking at the coach like, hey man, look, can we go out there and watch the halftime? Because I ain't really trying to.
I'm gonna tell you something. No. Oh, look, Mr. Smith III. Listen. I went to historically black high school.
Okay.
I played high school ball with Isaac Bruce, Frank Sanders, Otis Mounds, James Bostic, Calvin Jackson. These cats came out in 91. I graduated in 92. We was number 2 in the nation when I was a junior. Ooh. All right. So at Dillard High School, I'm sure you heard about Dillard High School down in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Yeah. Especially you graduated in 89, so you know about that legacy down there. That's why I went to school. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So we had the best band in the state. We had the best track team, basketball, football. Only teams that really rivaled us was like Boyd Anderson, Ely High School, places like that. You know what I'm saying? High schools like that, right? St. Thomas Aquinas. Those are the teams that rivaled us back in the day when I was in high school. So I came up with that. I knew about the bands. I knew, the band would get us hyped. You out there stretching, all you hear is D-H.
Yeah.
Four.
Yeah, the band had you. Yeah.
Boom, boom. Oh Lord, we crunk. Let's go. Let's get it.
You ready to play now? You ready to play?
Let's go. You hear me New York in the background. My bad. That's New York in the background.
Man, hey, listen, my show is authentic, brother. I love it. I did an interview with Tanya Pinkins, and she was eating. She said, "Let me stop eating." I said, "No, go on and eat. We just talking. We just
get
talking."
Your grub on.
Yeah, get your grub on. I said, "I already ate."
Hey, I love your interview with Miss Taylor too, man.
Oh,
Regina Taylor, man.
Yeah, man. She's an intense. And what was so funny is I was surprised I was able to get the things that I was able to get from her. Because when people don't know you, but at the same time, just I like to, I never like now with us, like I don't try to interview the artists. I can look at your art. I want the person behind the artistry. So this what we're talking about. I love it, man, because I like for people to see you in a different light.
I appreciate that, man. We appreciate you. We appreciate you.
Listen. I ask the questions, but the interview goes where you take it. I ride with you. I don't try to bring you back over here. Wherever you take it, that's where we going.
Amen. Amen. What? Now all may stand for the building fund offering.
No, I'm with you now that all hearts and minds are clear.
God be with you. God.
Sit down.
Boy, take that gum out your mouth over there, and you know good and well. You know,
hey, you know you got that one like, boy, you about to make me cuss up in here. Don't have me curse. Hold on.
Cuss up in here, Jeffrey.
What was the old thing? About to make me lose my religion. Like,
see that?
What?
See? Once that happens, you need to sit on down somewhere. Okay,
and don't get
ready for dinner after church because the preacher done preach for 2 hours. So
he didn't preach. Oh man, oh my God, you can't tell it all. God, Jesus, you can't tell it. You can't tell it. And look, then they try to make you feel guilty because they'll say, "Oh, but you don't mind going cheering at the football game or the concert." And then in the back of my head, I used to be like, "Yeah, but it has an ending." It has an ending. We don't,
and it's exciting.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out. We've been here at 11 and it's 3. I'm trying to figure out
3 o'clock. The game on. My stomach growling. Okay. My mama, as soon as you walk in the house, my mama got food on the stove, and all you smell is food, and your mouth salivating because you know what's gonna happen once you go up in that house, bruh.
Once I was able to drive, brother, I started going to 7:30 service, morning service.
You got smart.
Yeah, I'm gonna be out of there because I got to watch the game. I'm gonna be out of there.
You know what I'm saying?
You ain't gonna
look how far you go back though now. Morning service. Remember back in the day it was just Sunday school, morning worship service. You come back for YPWW that night. Now it's a 7:30 service, a 9:30 service, and 11:30 service to get people in and out.
And the evening service.
Come on.
You got the evening service. Yeah.
That's 4 offerings, bro. You can't tell me who the real pimps are. Now let me stop. I'm just
Oh no, brother. I know you just joking, brother. I already know, because guess what? We were raised like that. So I already know I already know Christ is in you. I know that. But if you can't, here's my thing. If you can't laugh at yourself, if you can't laugh, then you're taking yourself too seriously, man.
I agree with you.
So trust me.
That's a great word right there, man.
I wasn't offended. I'm laughing with you. What was it about theater that you enjoyed?
Well, theater basically replaced the football field for me, just to be straight up. Because the football field was always my arena for a long time. I played football since I was 10 years old, all the way up to when I was a junior in college when I hurt my knee and then I stopped. Okay. So it basically replaced that for me. It's that energy of that ebb and that flow, brother, that we get back from that live audience. You know what I'm saying? It's just like you just said about the interviewee, right? It's like you go wherever I take you, kind of, right? So when you're out there and the audience is vibing with you and you going with their energy, you kind of flow at where they go, but still staying true to the story. You see what I'm saying? That ebb and flow of that magic, that's what inspires me. That's what fills me. That's the thing that replaced that arena football, those thousands of people yelling and giving you all that energy, filling you up with that adrenaline and that hype to get out there and knock somebody out. So now what I do is I knock somebody out. on the board.
Board.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm
Gotcha.
saying?
That's beautiful.
On the board.
No, that's you the first person I heard put it. I mean, of course, you sports background, so but I like the way you put that, so that way people can kind of understand, you know, the joy that you got out of that. And
yes, sir.
how did it make you feel? And this is an important question, and you'll know where I'm going with it. How did it make you feel though doing play on Broadway? Because a lot of time for us, when you say they're doing the stage, it's always off Broadway. Whereas you've done off Broadway, but you've done some things on Broadway. And I'm sure before you did it, you have heard, you know, about Broadway, doing plays on Broadway. So what was that like for you to say, nah, I ain't off Broadway, I'm on Broadway?
Well, it's the stage. And what I mean by the stage, it is the tiers of what in performing artists dreams come true and live. That's really what it is. Because off Broadway, a lot of magic happens off Broadway too. That's what I call off Broadway the meat and potatoes. Okay. Because that's where a lot of plays versus musicals are formed that evokes consciousness and get people thinking and talking and having conversations. And the same thing can happen on the big stage of Broadway too, right? This is where, you know, you have the elitists, you're in the echelon of those that's come before you and grace the stage, the James Earl Jones, the Cicely Tyson, the Vanessa Williams. All these people have come through and blessed this stage and this area for me to come in and for me to, oh my God, you know, you feel it when you come up in it, depending on what story you're telling. And thank God for me, the stories I've told on Broadway had a lot to do with me as an individual and a human being, and what was going on at the times. Like Memphis, the musical, it dealt with race relationships. It dealt with the 50s and our rock and roll being stole from us as people of color and taken by our other brothers and sisters who have to be of the Caucasian persuasion, and took it and make it famous or made it, put it out to the masses. Well, for instance, I'll make a great example. Big Mama Thornton wrote Ain't Nothing But a Hound Dog.
Yeah.
Elvis Presley took it and made it famous.
Yeah.
Okay. But for a long time, she ain't get no props for that. Right. So when you speak about Broadway and off Broadway, they kind of, to me, the only difference between the both obviously is the pay. In that tier. It was what I spoke about earlier. Other than that, it's magic. They're both magical. And I'm grateful to have graced the stages there. And I want to do it again. You know what I'm saying? But this time when I step back in it, thank God I've been working enough. I've been grateful to work with some great people, Otis, man. God has put me in favor with a lot of great producers, a lot of great casting folks, and other great performing artists like myself, you know, to come back in on my terms this time versus what the industry wants from me. I get to be able to say yes or no now at this point because I've been putting in work now since 2001 altogether. You know what I'm saying? And that's regionally too. So you mentioned off Broadway and Broadway, right? So it started regionally. The regional theaters across America. I worked across America doing regional work. My great agent at the time, Michael Hardig, may he continue to rest in power. He always told me, Jay Bernard, he's a Jewish guy, he's very gay, and he's from Jersey. So he speaks, Jay Bernard, if you want to work on Broadway, okay, you got to work out of town to work in town. And guess what his nickname for me was?
What's that?
You won't believe it. Toots. And I had to be like, okay, Michael, no problem.
You can't make this up. You can't make this
up. So I'm like, yes. And I'd be like, yes, Michael.
Oh my God.
Like, don't be calling me no Toots. I'd be like, yes, what's up, man? You know. So I hope that kind of answered the question about Broadway and all Broadway.
Answer question.
You know what I mean?
That's the thing about here, man. Your answer is your answer is your answer. I'm not looking for a particular answer. I'm just looking whatever you give me for your thought and your lenses, how you saw, you know, your life at certain points in times.
Yes, sir.
What was it like for you to go from Broadway, off Broadway, some of the movies and things that you've done, drama, and then start doing sitcom, with Miss Pat? What was that transition like?
Oh man, very contrasting. You talk about comic timing. See, comedy is all about timing. And so it was great for me. I was excited because it was something that I was learning new. Not saying that I couldn't be funny, you know what I'm saying? But when you're doing something that's scripted, you have to find a way to find the melody of the piece. You know what I'm saying? You find your own melody, and then you play with the rest of your peers in the sandbox to create that synchronizing timing and rhythm, and at the same time staying authentic and staying genuine and real. You know, the difference for me was, it's like, wow, you know, I'm not doing 8 shows a week. Okay. This as far as the doing musicals are concerned. When you're doing musicals, which are very different than straight plays, there's a lot of physical activity that happens 8 times a week, and sometimes even more because of rehearsals that may have to happen. You put somebody else new in the show, or a big up to all the understudies and the covers on Broadway who have to be at every show and not even be able to step on stage unless something happens. So they got to always be prepared. Wow.
Gotcha.
Always, oh man, yeah, rehearsals every day, sitting in the wings. They have to know, somebody who's ever understanding my Del Rey track in Memphis, they have to know everything that my character does and be ready to step in a hat's notice. See what I'm saying?
Wow.
With film, you get chances to do stuff over and over and over again, right? Right? You get the chance to take a whole bunch of takes. And then once it's done, they call it putting in the can, and that's it. Now, next time you see it, it's on this right here that we're looking at in front of an inanimate object, right? With theater, man, you get to live and breathe every night, ebb and flow, making stuff fresh and new. So coming into this world is the closest to theater and film that you will probably ever experience, because it's a 3-cam. 3 cams is basically spread across the set, all right? And you got a live studio audience, right? So with that live studio audience being there, you getting real reactions from us according to how the audience is giving it. There's nothing piped in with our show as far as audience response. We're like the Cosby's were in a different world. All those great shows.
That's live.
That's live, my brother. You know, and that's the similarities to the two. The things that's different is that once you do that take and you get it right, we move on to the next thing. You're never going to see it again until you see it right here.
Okay.
Yeah.
How much?
Well, boy, what you about, boy?
How much fun, man? How much fun are you having, man? Because if I know I'm cracking up the way. What I love about the Miss Pat show, you guys show, is it takes me back to, and I'm sure it takes you back to how we grew up, the families, how you grew up, the interaction with mom and dad, with the kids, even though the kids and you guys are more this generation kids, but it's how you and Miss Pat are reacting to the kids is what's cracking me up. You know, when I think it was the first episode when he said, when the son said, well, I really don't want to talk about this, and opened the door like y'all could just leave. And when she jacked him up and threw, I said, boy, if that ain't my family, right? Well, you know,
you talking about Junebug? We put Jack Junebug on there.
Yeah, but Junebug I don't want to talk about this.
Just get out. And we were like, and I looked, I was like, boy, you about this. So I just stepped back and just watch her. Listen, man, Pat's a funny. She's very, very funny. She's very, very funny. She's very, very down to earth. Okay. And because she's an exec on the show and she's a creator on the show, when we're doing scenes, a lot of times she comes up with ideas, man, and just throw lines out there. She's like, say this, do this like this, and do like that. And this what makes it fun and fresh, because we're kind of like going off of what she wants outside the script when it's time for her to be like, I don't think that Terry would say that. Oh, I don't think I would say this. Let me say it this way. You know what I'm saying? So it just makes it fun. We all generally like each other, brother. You ain't gonna find that a lot of times, man. I know that sounds like a cliche, but we generally really like each other. When we're into work, we bond with one another. We talk with each other outside of work. We got a group text. We stay in touch with one another. What that does, it helps with the chemistry that you see when you see us on Wednesday nights on BET. So it's a true, authentic pathos and energy that you all are reading from us, because we generally like to work with one another.
Well,
Now we ain't in love or nothing. I got my own wife.
No, I know you got your own wife. I know, I know she got her husband.
Hey, nah. Okay,
tell her I said her management, public, whoever, they messing it up. Now I met her. No, okay. I met her at the doctor's office. My wife was getting an MRI, and she was there. And I said, "Hey, I know you." I said, I recognized her by her voice. Is how she was on the phone. She walked by. I didn't say nothing. She came by again. I say, "Miss Pat." She's like, "Yeah." And I know she was trying to play it low. I wasn't finna be, man, look, I'm always in business mode. I like, look, I got this podcast. I showed her the stuff. She gave me her people information, say email them. And my wife was like, you got it yet? You interviewing the guy that play a husband? I say, it don't be them. It be they people, man. I say, so look, my wife said, well, how you get him? Amazingly, I got him.
You sure did.
I didn't get the go-between. I actually got, and it happens like that, but I would love to interview her because, like you said, you guys' chemistry, and it keeps you guys are taking, and what I'm talking, and maybe you'll get what I'm saying, and let me know if I'm wrong, but it seems like you're taking what Good Times did, far as a regular family that you could identify with, put it in today's time and just taking it to another level,
Bing, 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 a new car. You are correct.
All right.
Because Norman Lear is one of Jordan E. Cooper's, who's our creator and executive producer also, and who's only 27 years old. I call him Young King. Every time I see him, Young King, what's up? What's up? Norman Lear is one of his heroes. Norman Lear is one of the producers, the major producer for Good Times.
Correct.
So, and all of those shows that was made back in the 70s, the whole Sanford and Son thing, the Jeffersons, all of that stuff. So, and Jordan used to watch all these things when he was younger. I mean, he's 27, but his mom had him watching those things. Like I got my son watching Looney Tunes. He watches Looney Tunes. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So he can understand what real cartoons are. Then I'm gonna start getting him into Thundercats soon. But he only 5 years old. I don't want to do
only 5, hey, brother.
He only 5. Only 5.
My grandson's 6, and I was trying to get him to watch the Flintstones. And I can't
put him on him. Why you can't watch the Flintstones?
He won't.
You made me go to the Cowboys.
He won't watch it. He won't watch it. But my grandson Braylon watches this thing I never knew about, but I love it. Motown Magic. And
Motown Magic, yeah.
And I was like, I said, I like this. And then when he's not watching it, I'm looking at my wife or his mother, my daughter, and I'm like, is this for him or you? Because he's asleep, but y'all still got it on the channel. So like, what y'all? I mean, it's okay if you like it. Just say you like it.
That's right. I
ain't gonna lie, I still watch the Flintstones. Hey,
look, man, I got this cat watching all kind of old school cartoons because okay, I'm an old head now, whatever. But I just think those cartoons were much more legible for kids to watch versus a lot of cartoons have a lot of adult content.
I was about to say, yeah.
And it's like, man, or it's too much violence, too much shooting and all. I said, he's too young to be watching all that, man. I can't be having him watching that.
I agree with you.
So, but with Miss Pat and the show, man, it's definitely a chemistry that was created by Jordan Cooper and the casting, and influenced by those old school shows like Good Times and the Jeffersons and Sanford and Son. You hit it right on the head. That's why I said, bing, 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 a new car. 2022 versus 74, 78, bringing up the speed to bring this younger generation into some great storytelling and the human condition. See, the thing a lot of these folks don't speak about all those shows you just mentioned, great brother, is the human condition. They're just looking at the comedy, right? But you could put, and I've said this before, you could put any ethnicity into our shoes and they're able to relate and deal with the issues that we're dealing with. You're just seeing it from our perspective, me and your perspective.
Yes.
Or Pat's perspective, because Pat's black is different than my black. I didn't grow up how Pat grew up, but I understand it because she's black, and we know what that is. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
That what is the, you feel so far has been one of the most important episodes of the show? Not your favorite, but what was the most important episode? You segued into the question beautifully.
You so crazy. You good too, boy. You real good. You real good, Otis. You listen. I love it. Man, that's always going to be a tough question because I have so many favorite episodes. To be just straight up honest with you, but if I had to plug at least 2 episodes, I'm gonna say 2.
Yeah, right? What that you felt like was really important. Yeah.
Okay, it's one that you've seen already, where Ashley comes out, the oldest daughter.
Yeah,
she comes out. That's a very important episode because you see Pat dealing with something she's never had to deal with before, and the stereotypes of what she thinks that is, right? And then also Ashley having to understand as a child her mom's process of when she was younger and what she had to deal with bringing her up. I mean, she had Ashley and Brandon, she was 13, 14 years of age. She was still a baby. Right. You know what I'm saying? So she had to understand. The other episode is when it's in season 2 that you all are going to see. Maybe I shouldn't spoil it.
No, I don't spoil it.
I ain't gonna spoil it.
We'll come back on. You'll come back on.
Okay, yeah, bring me back on, boy. You got me now, bro. You family. I can tell. I'll say what we're speaking about. We're speaking about child issues as a child that does not understand who or where his real father is. Let's put it like that. Do we not deal with that a lot in our culture? So we're tackling those things. And like I said before, those are the things that this show brings to the table that a lot of shows don't, is tackling those type of issues, but finding a way to laugh at it, man. Find a way to you know what, hey, this happened, but you know what, man, at the end of the day, we still together. We still working this thing out together. We ain't killed each other. Ain't nobody jump off no buildings yet. You know,
but that's my coping mechanism is laughter. So when I'm the type of person, depending on who you are, you may want me at the film, or you may not, or you may not. It just depends. Yes, I did and I'm not even a comedian, but I did my mother's eulogy, and I got up and Jay, man, I had all these scriptures, and I was going to talk about the essence of who she was, and all these scriptures. And when I got up and I saw everybody crying, man, I just pretty much did like I was at Def Comedy Jam. I talked about kind of like how my mother would, if my mother knew you, Jay, she would be, Jay, baby, come here, let me talk to you. And you like, all right, Miss Smith, I'll wait till you come out the bathroom. Boy, come on in here. And
like Craig Daddy on Friday.
Yeah, that's what she would do, bro. And be sitting there, and you be sitting there like, you know, I'm a male, right? Like, I'm your son. I ain't really trying to look at you.
Right. I'm the one who birthed you. Come on up here.
And that's what she went. That's what she went to. And so, and everybody who knew and loved her knew that about her. And so, comedy, when you speak about that, being able to find the humor in your pain, right? Because you what you were just talking about, the episode where her daughter comes out. And she's got to process it, and it's something that you said, like, okay, she had them when she was 13, right? So she was a baby. So here's what I always tell people today: sometimes you can't get what you're looking for from your parents because they never got it themselves. So sometimes you got to go and ask auntie or somebody, hey, how did daddy grow up? How did because now what you got to humanize your parents. See, they were somebody. I would tell them, man, I used to be somebody until I became a parent.
Listen, that's real talk, man.
Yeah,
it's real talk, brother. It's real talk, man. Because listen, man, I think as we get older, Otis, like we begin to understand why our parents made the choices that they made when we were younger, and why they had to do what they had to do. We didn't understand it then, and I had a lot of skeletons in my closet about understanding why my parents made the choices that they made, and I blamed them for a lot of things, or I was angry with them about it. But as I got older, I was like, oh, that's why Dad didn't agree with me changing my major to theater from accounting because he was pissed, right? Or dang, that's why mama used to beat me all the time because that's all she knew. That's what she knew because it was taught to her. You know what I'm saying? Or why the support wasn't the way it was is because of, okay, she was raising 2 boys by herself until she got married. My dad was always in the picture, but my older brother's dad wasn't always in the picture. So she did what she had to do to what? Survive. And back then we had a village. Remember the village?
Village
would
raise
you. Village no more.
We don't have the village. Because we don't talk, we don't talk to each other anymore. You know, Tupac said something in one of his sons. He said, "You need to see me as your brother instead of 2 distant strangers." And that's what we do. We see each other as 2 distant strangers. Like you'll see your neighbor, you'll wait, hey, how you doing? Like, remember back in the day, don't nobody go say, Jay, go next door and get 2 eggs from Miss So-and-so back in the day.
They don't do that no more.
We don't do that no more. I don't know them.
Go next door and get some brown sugar. Can we borrow some brown sugar? You know, none of that. Or sitting on the porch, just hanging out with granddaddy. And people pass, hey, that pastor, hey, boy, how you doing, man? I ain't seen you in church the other day. Are we going to be that kind of stuff? That don't happen no more.
That don't happen. So we don't know each other. So the village can't raise because we looking at each other as strangers. So you're right. And
see, Otis, this is what the pandemic did, brother. The pandemic brought us back to square one. It brought us back to ground zero. We all had to reflect in some kind of way, the way we didn't before that pandemic happened, because the pandemic forced us to isolate. It forced us to have to talk to one another. It forced me to be on Marco Polo all the time and seeing folks and communicating back and forth now. Before, it wasn't like that, man. It was like, oh, I remember this. So
they had to sit down. Yeah. As the old folks say, sit down somewhere.
Yeah, sat on down over
sat on down. Moving too much.
That's right, moving too much.
How do you
I remember that?
How do you from the stage to the movies you've done to the Miss Pat show that you're doing now? How do you keep your sanity, brother?
Well, once again, I'm fortunate to have done a lot of work in the time that I've been here in New York. I mean, brother, and I'm saying this to say experience. This experience is the word that's coming up. I've done soap operas. You remember Days of Our Lives, One Life to Live. You know, see, ain't no more soap operas on TV. When you move to New York as an actor, everybody works on all the soap operas and everybody works on all the Law and Orders.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I worked on all of them.
I saw that.
You know what I'm saying? And the White Collars and the Blue Bloods and the Rescue Me.
I saw you on Blue Bloods. Yeah.
All of that stuff, man. All that stuff. So that stuff did nothing but what, Otis? It really prepared me for like when I first got my first movie with Denzel and the great Tony Scott, who's not with us anymore.
Pelham.
Pelham 123, which is a reboot of the original in 1974.
Yep.
And I got to work with, I see John Travolta walking past me every day saying, what's up? Denzel right across the hall from me. You know what I'm saying? Coming on, John Turturro coming on set. All these great, wonderful actors that I see on TV all the time, like, whoa. So having that type of experience and then being able to transcend that over into the boards, what we call theater, and then over into a sitcom like this, you know what I'm saying? Which is hugely major for me, getting to work with Miss Debbie Allen. You know what I'm saying? Also getting to work with Miss Felicia. Miss Felicia played my mom in Head of Passes off Broadway at the Public Theater and at the Mark Taper in LA, where Terrell Alvin McCraney, who won the Oscar for Moonlighting, wrote the piece. See what I'm saying?
Wow.
So God's put me in favor with great performing artists, brother, great writers, great directors, great producers, it just across the board. And that's why I say I have been blessed to be able to do those things, which prepared me to understand how to transcend and go from one to the next. Voiceovers too. Like right now, I got the voiceover out with the General, with Shaq. You know, Shaq coming out the shower, and you hear him say somebody, and anything on loving you, all that stuff. You hear all that? That's me.
You.
That's me. Man. Even when he come out the shower and he's going, I don't wanna talk. That's me. See what I'm saying?
Wow. So, man, I got to give you your props, man.
Thank you, man. I appreciate
salute,
it, man. Hey, salute back to you, blood. Salute back to you. Hey, still sharp and still, Otis. still sharpened, still my beautiful brother.
And
you know what I'm saying?
It's funny you say that because I had a chance. I hadn't dropped it yet, but I interviewed Rhonda Norman, and she's an actor. She plays the voice for the grandmother on Motown Magic. So
wow,
yeah. So when you
yeah.
said voiceover, I was like, people don't realize Cree Summers did it for years before we saw her on A Different World. She was doing the voice of the girl from Inspector Gadget. That was Cree Summers.
Now look at this, brother. You know how people be like, like my family's like, Jeffrey, when you gonna get your big break? When you gonna say, what are you talking about, big break? That's very relative to what? I've been working. I own property.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So they only think about like if they see me on TV, then I'm doing something. It's like, nah, I'm a Renaissance artist. I do it all. You have to. When I do symposiums and talk to kids coming out of college, I'll be like, hey man, don't just focus on. That's why I think it's important for all theater students, all people that's into acting or just in the arts, to get a degree in theater, because it gives you a perspective of understanding the conglomerate of how it works. So you're not just focusing on performing arts. Gotcha. You have respect for the directing. You have respect for fight choreography. Right. You have respect for wardrobe, dramaturg, all that stuff that makes everything that you see in that final part. Gotcha. It gives you a perspective of understanding, respect for the whole entire game. And that's where I am. That's what I consider myself to be, a Renaissance artist.
Well, tell me this. How important has this lady been to you throughout your career?
Lord, that thing, Lord Jesus, that thing right there. We met backstage, underage, adolescent. How you doing? She replied,
oh no, it wasn't like that, was
it was.
Oh man,
bro, I'm dead serious. We was me and her, she and I, to be grammatically correct. We were doing a show at the Tribeca Performing Arts Center, brother. Okay. And it was a review of like all these different musicians, and, you know, folks from back in the day, you know, Ella Fitzgerald, Miss Holiday, Big Mama Thornton, all the Perry Como, all these people. And we had this scene to where my character was singing to her. Okay. And it just stopped. And the great Adam Wade, who just passed away a couple of weeks ago, Adam Wade, look him up. He's a brilliant guy. He's been in the business for a long time and groundbreaking brother. He passed away a couple of days ago. I was like, Adam, man, you know, this is when I was like in my nerdy acting days. Like I was a nerd. I was 2002 nerd. I was like, you know, I don't know, this scene needs some closure. Like it just drops in there. I said, what can we do? I said, you know, is it some way I can, after she sings this wonderful song to me, we just stop. I said, can we hug or kiss or something? You know, he said, oh, well, try kissing. And she kind of looked at me like, kiss. So what? So what had happened was, long story short, in the playing of it, these scenes where we do a scene and we go kind of like in the back silhouette and help each other change to get ready for the next scene. Okay. What started happening is that we do our kiss on set. That wasn't a big deal. That wasn't like, ain't nobody get hot in their pants about that. But when we had to come back in the back upstage and get ready to change to get ready to the next thing, that's where the magic happened. She started taking off my lipstick that she kissed on me with, and then she put some chapstick back on me, and then next thing you know, we ended up kissing for real. Oh, you know what I'm saying? Okay. So that's how it happened. You know what I'm saying? A brother wooed her. You know what I'm saying?
I tell you, I want to bring
Southern, you know.
Well, you know that Southern. Hey,
come on, Doc.
I just said earlier, you want to win. She had to go dark skin, brother.
Hey, come on, Doc.
It is what it is. Hey.
Come on, look at that contrast, that vanilla and that chocolate, boy.
Hey,
come on,
hey, my wife lighter than me. I tell her all the time. I'm like, hey, it's that dog thing, you know.
That's it. That's all it is. That's it.
Even I'm gonna quote him again when Tupac say, "The blacker the berry, the deeper the roots."
Hey, come on now. You know, the blacker the berry, the deeper the roots.
But hey, I would like, since she's also an actor, I want to bring you back on the show with her, because what I've been doing too is a thing on marriages where I have couples that in the same industry and married, and how you make it work, and all those type things, because I think it's important, because like if one career is taking off and the other one career may be stagnant at the time or whatever.
Oh, you trying to start some stuff? I ain't doing that.
No. How you support each other?
Otis Smith III. No. You ain't getting me in trouble, Doc. Heck no. I am not doing that. I'm just playing. Y'all see how this cat trying to set me up, man?
Hey, no, because setting you up wouldn't tell you what the questions are. So I try to tell you what the questions are. Okay. So, hey, if I need to send them over at first and you say, we ain't doing that, when we come up with another question, then we'll do that too.
Yes, sir.
Whatever we got to do to make it happen, man.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate you coming on the show, man, because you're gifted, you're talented, man. I enjoy watching your work. I was up watching you this morning at the scene where Pat then went out to the club. And,
my lamb.
And no, it was the part when y'all got to the house and you started singing my. And you close the door and the kids like, you was like, we finna do grown up stuff. Y'all, this ain't for y'all no more. Yeah, man. That's why I said that realistic stuff. And like I said, I want to bring you back on the show. A lot of times when I bring people back on the show, I pair them up with different people. Because it's not for me to get anything out of it, but I never know, like you say, where that synergy will lead to.
Yes, sir.
Or somebody may be working on a project and say, hey, man, we need to get Jay, or vice versa, so I just try to do those things. Like you said, that community thing, like you were talking about, before. So, man, thank you for blessing me with your presence, man.
Thank you for having me, brother.
Make sure you stay safe out there, man, and continue much blessings, man. And we most definitely gonna have you back on.
To you, man. I would love to come on back, and I love to bring Carmen back with me. That's my wife, Carmen Ruby Floyd. Okay. And man, when you talk to Dr. Stewart, please give my second mom my love. If it wasn't for her, straight up Otis, I wouldn't be talking to you right now. That's real talk.
I will do. Oh, do me one favor.
What's up?
Yeah, it was yesterday, but if you could tell my Aunt Mamie happy birthday.
Oh, Aunt Mamie, listen, happy birthday. Hey, congratulations to your fresh rotation around the sun. And I hope you enjoy your special day. Much love to you from J. Bernard Calloway, also known as Terry Carson, and the Miss Pat Show.
Appreciate you, brother. Peace
out. Right on, brother. Hey, love you, man. All good to you, man. Be good.
All right.